This will be a tutorial video for the brand new Orbitas module for Partner software version 4.3 or later. So there's multiple parts to this module, but for the demonstration purposes today, here what we're going to do is we're actually going to begin a job inside Partner software. We're going to carry that job out to Orbitas in the field. We're going to modify it, and then we're going to bring it back into Partner. So to do that, we're going to start by opening up a work order. And I don't have this connected to any sort of accounting information, so I'm going to create mine on the fly. Work order, we'll give it 0227. As you can see, I've been doing in the past, 23-B. That'll be our work order for today. We'll hit create, open it up. And onto the work plan, I'll just give it the date again. And very importantly, I want to point out this work order name. I'm going to put in a WO rather than spelling out work order. And I'll put a -0227. Okay. I'm intentionally putting a different work order name than I am from the job name that I opened up inside Partner. And you'll see why I did that in a minute, and I will point that out again. And I have to pretend to be someone today. I think I'll be Liz today. So we'll hit OK. Up at the top of the screen, my work order 022723B is open. And now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on some line, and I'm going to copy that line data into the job. And the reason being is I wanted to take out this whole consumer here, and we're going to assume that we're maybe going to move this consumer over somewhere else. So just to see what we have on there, if I click on that location and hopefully get it. Let me right click and get it. I seem to not be clicking on the right thing. Location 2 and hit edit. There we go. We have 3WURD, a consumer, and then I have some 4-aught underground backspan, which lines up with the information on the map. So that's all good. So now that I have that job, what I'm going to do is come over here to the Orbitas module, which is now located under Actions, and I'm going to view my Orbitas jobs. Mine automatically logged me in and says that there's no jobs to view. It actually says job list retrieval failed. I don't want that to concern you. If you see that, it just means there's no jobs up there on Orbitas to view. So hence the list retrieval failed. It didn't actually fail. Just to show you, I'm going to log out real quick and come back over here to the Orbitas jobs. So there is a new feature in the module, if you're familiar with the old Utilipad module, that was a complaint that a lot of people had, where you had to type in your credentials every time that you wanted to log in, and that was really tedious. So in the new module, you only have to type those in once, and you can click Stay Logged In. Therefore, when you just open it up, it goes right into that screen. I just wanted to kind of show that, seeing mine was already logged in. The second thing I want to do is I want to upload to Orbitas from my current job. So there's a button right here on the right. It says Upload from Current Job. Are you sure you wish to do this? Yes, I am. So we'll go ahead and we will upload that. And it's complete. So very fast. Here's one thing that's a little confusing about the beta version of the module. Once you've sent that job from Partner to Orbitas, you then have to go out to our website, which is www.orbitas.xyz, and you'll go on any browser you want, and you're going to log in with that same credential you just logged in Partner. And if we log in, you can see that work order listed that we just uploaded today. I can click on it, kind of view it. There it is. If I click on that location 2, you see there's that 3WURD assembly, as well as the consumer, and then the 4-aught underground line. So everything is there just like it was in Partner. Maybe the one difference that you'll notice is that we actually allow the individual station points, and they're called station. And the nice thing about that is if we wanted to run a underground line and modify the route, we can actually do that. And I'll actually show you that in this example. at any rate, the reason we logged into the website, and here's the important part, once we have a job in Orbitas, there is a second step. I have to send it down to the device. All we did is upload it from Partner, and then I need to go to Actions, Send to Device. I know that seems a little strange at this point. This is because of the beta version. There's actually 2 steps because there's multiple different levels of login within Orbitas. Theoretically, an administrator could send that job to a different user than uploaded it. So we kept it in the beta version as a separate step that you would log into Orbitas and then assign. That may change in the future, but for now, you would just have to log in, again, same credentials, and do that action I just showed you, send to device. And now if I go back to my main job screen and see that work order is there, and then instead of saying locked, which usually says when you upload, it says it's active, meaning it's out with a mobile device. Okay. So at this point, what I would want to do is jump to my mobile device. And we would open up Orbitas, and here's my software. And what we would do is click this little download button on the bottom left. And if we click that, it's going to go out and check to see if there's any new jobs. And of course there was work order 0227 is available. I actually want to point out the work order name now. I mentioned I would say it, and I forgot to do it when we looked at the website. If I jump back to Partner, remember the Partner job name was work order spelled out 022723B, but the work order name in the job inside the header was called WO-0227. So it's really important to keep those 2 different items in mind. In the beta version, we have had people leaving that work order name in the header blank. And if you do, you're going to end up with a blank job name being uploaded. So you want to be careful about that. So make sure you give it a work order name, whether you have one or not. Just like I did there, giving it my own work order name. It could be the exact same thing as the job name, but make sure you give it to it. Then once I've downloaded it onto the device, I simply want to click on it and open it for modification. So I'll zoom in. There's my data, just like we saw it on the website. Now, what I said we were going to do is kind of modify the job. Now, I obviously can't use GPS because if I did, it would move this job all the way down to Athens, Georgia, instead of where it's supposed to be. So I do have to cheat a little bit in doing this. But what I can do is I can come out here and utilize a feature called Tap to Place, which is also a great feature, especially if you're using the Google Map image. And what I'm going to do is I want to modify this a little bit. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just add a couple more streaming stations in here to kind of go, maybe I wanted to come out a little further around my streaming stations, and then we'll just maybe modify something on the location 2 itself. So we'll start with location 2. I'll come over here and I'll, we want to modify the units. What I was going to show is that we could use this button to actually move to our GPS position if we were truly moving that location. We actually can't do that because, again, it'll take it too far away, but I can kind of also simulate that here with a little bit of a hidden advanced feature. If I was just to try and take these lat long values and modify it just slightly and hit save, what it did is it took my position from the lat long that was recorded and moved it over to a new location. That would have been, again, what I was kind of doing is hitting edit and simulating if I was really standing over in that position, I could mash this little move button and it would have moved me to the new position, which is what we wanted to do. Then the second thing we wanted to do, and this is what I meant to do the first time, is click on units and spans. We just want to modify these units a little. There's that existing 3WURD. There's the one existing consumer type, just like we showed before. Let's just add something to it. For whatever reason, there's now a 20-foot pole there. So what we're going to do is just go in here to our units, and we're going to go over to overhead now, and there's a pole, and apparently there's no category for 20 and under, but there's a 20-foot fluted black pole. So we just added one new 20-foot black pole. Probably doesn't make sense with this job. We have a consumer type sitting on the house, but maybe we were moving it, keeping the same assemblies, just moving it to a 20-foot pole instead. And then the other thing we wanted to do is maybe we wanted to come out here with some other streaming stations. So this is going to combine kind of a few different advanced features. So I apologize if this is a little confusing to watch, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some locations that instead of calling them poles, I'm going to change it to say station, and I've got to get in here and modify some parenting. So I want to point to this station right here. Then I'm going to come over here, choose to do another station, choose to do a third station, and then I'm going to click on this station, edit it, and change the parenting over to this station right here, and boom. Now we've moved our pole, we've added a new unit, and I've added in some stations to stream kind of around, just to kind of show you modifying the job. Now we could do a bunch of other things here, but the purpose of this demonstration again is just to show the module, so I don't want to get too hung up on items in Orbitas. So all we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we're going to upload our job, and it will say job uploaded, so it's that fast. What I'm going to do is jump back over to the website just to show you that work order. If I was to click on it now, there's the modified job in Orbitas RMS, just like we had it in Orbitas Field. And as a final step, we're going to come back down. I'm going to go ahead and close the module just so it can refresh easily. And we're going to come up here to Orbitas, view Orbitas jobs. And lo and behold, there's that new work order that we just uploaded. So now instead of saying fields retrieve job list, you can see our work order, and we're going to import it to the current job. Yes, I want to overwrite, and boom, there is our modified job inside of Partner.